Alright, so I'm gonna see how fast I can do this quick little animation celebrating the 1K subs. So let's see what I can do. Procreate gets funny. It's getting stuck. See how it gets stuck? Yeah, I don't like that. That happens though. So let me clear the screen, get back into it. I'll just blank out this part. Alright. Yeah, let's see. There we go. Now it's being friendly. Okay, so what's gonna happen? The duck's gonna jump in the air, catch the crown, land, crown lands back. Yeah, boom. Along with that, the background's gonna have some motion as well, just a little bit, and the water's gonna kind of, let's see, the water's gonna gotta splash up and reveal something at the end. So that's the plan. Let me clear the noise and get to business. Get down to business. Boom. It looks good. It could be finished now, but if you've watched my previous videos, you know my goal is for my animations to be smooth. So, alright, I think I'm going to have the in-between, which is cool. I wanted to show how it in-between anyhow. I'm going to turn my onion frames on. If this point is here and this point is here, I'm going to have him right here as a, I'm going to have him bend to this point in between. So although it looks like a slow out, I think when it's like that, it's actually a slow in. I already know where I want him, kind of around that nose area. And why do it look like he kind of moved down? Now that I'm looking at it, I don't think I knew that he did that. Boom, boom. Because how does he? So let me tweak something first. Let's see, I didn't realize that I had him doing that. And I copied and pasted him later. Where? Right there. So I think this one. All the 13s, okay. And I'm going to have to move him up because he shouldn't move forward just because he's leaning down. Yeah. So let's see how that looks. Yeah, I didn't even realize that till now. So, yeah. Alright. But, alright, now back to the in-between. Not because I need... It's going to be favoring the second frame. So, oh, see that kind of... See, what I can do is lift this up a little bit. I don't want it to over favor it, but it needs to be closer to... See, let me try to explain it in a way that made sense to me. This is in the middle, so this is where it's not really any give, no, slow in, slow out. If I favor, one of the frames, then it's going to have more of a smoother, more realistic, motion, So with that, same with the beak. So the beak is kind of going to go and not too far down, because if you look right here, this beak is longer than this beak, so I need that to be kind of in between. Alright. And yeah, I guess he can go ahead and did the crown. Okay, see, I gotta adjust the crown too, because I realized the crown. Let me go do that really quickly. And I'm selecting those other frames because those are getting edited too. They're all the same frames. I'm not the best with organizing when I'm animating, but I know that much. So this video is going over how I am completing this animation, and specifically how I am in-betweening to make this animation smooth. So far this is what it looks like, and this is the in-between that I'm working on. So the duck is bending down, and this is one keyframe. This is another keyframe, and I think they call this the breakdown. I could be wrong, and I'll make a correction on the screen if I am. So I'm doing the in-between between those two frames. So I'm noticing I got the beaks lined up. It's favoring the bend rather than the standing position. I know I can favor the foot of the bend rather than the... Let me draw smoothly. Let me act like I know how to draw. This one's a little bigger. I'm not exactly sure. Let's see. Yeah, I guess I can bring that one in a little bit. Let's see. Like so. Okay. What else? I like to try to make it easy on myself, so I'm probably gonna do the wings last. So let's do the body. You know what? If I'm favoring the bend, I probably want to extend the body a little bit more. And I'm breaking it up like this because I know I'm just gonna go back and redo this line once I get it exactly how I like it. So I will be cleaning this up. That's interesting. That's there. Okay. Still looks okay. I'm wondering why this line here is above this line. But let's not think too deep. Boom. Boom. All right. Now to the wings. So if I am favoring the bend position for this slow in, let's see. It's still higher, so it's okay to go up, but I don't want to overly, let's see. Is that too much of a bend? Let's make it less bend. Yeah, like that. So I'm loosening the wing. Like I don't want it to be in that full bend position like it is here. I want him to end up in that position. Hoping that they stay, same size. Let's see. Those arms are down pretty low. Pretty long, but right there they don't look. Actually, that bend. Okay, because of that bend, I'm gonna make these a little bit longer. So that it keeps the size relatively that it is in those keyframes, because that's a big, hold on, let's see. It's pretty large, let me see. Well, it says like that length. So if I go here, kind of, yeah. And this bend kind of compensates for, indicates, that the arm is longer than just this. It's more so this, and this. So like that. Boop, boop, like that. Okay. And what is the crown going to do? So I don't want that crown to stay there. That crown, I moved this. Let's see. Crown should be falling down. And you know what? Let me increase the onion skin so I can see where it was for doing that. All right. And I'm also going to steal this crown instead of drawing it again, because I'm going to work smart, not hard. All right, making sure that the crown favors the bending position. I'm going to zoom out and see how it looks. Let's see. Does that crown look, does the drop look realistic? Nah, the drop isn't realistic. right? Because the drop isn't going to go with the body, right? It's just going to drop. So let me, and that's a good point to make, is that different elements of the drawing will have different timing and spacing. So let's see how that looks. So as he drops, it's trying to catch up, and as he goes up, he'll catch it back on his head. Let's see. That drop needs to be more dramatic. So let's see. Let's move. I'm going to select both and make sure I circle both and move it down. Let's see how that one looks. Yeah, I might even move this down even more. Because as a fall, I think it'll favor I think it'll favor this position as it's falling. That in between, I think, I want to be clear. I think the crowns in between will favor the initial position. Let's see if I'm right. I still think that fall is, because he goes fast, but he kind of leaves the crown behind. Maybe it should fall slowly. Like, yeah. So let's see how that looks. No pre-planning, just doing it as I go. Yeah, so let's see. Still doesn't look, maybe it's, let's see. I think I'm getting there. Okay, let's see. And I think this should be maybe even further down. You know what? I think it's the angle too. It's not going to continue to fall at that. So let me see if I can adjust that as well. With just a slight rotation. Looks better for sure. And that in between also looks good. I don't want to waste time and clean that up while I'm doing this, so I will be cleaning this up later, but just let me fill in these. I don't want to use the video to clean up the in-betweens. I will go back, clean up the in-betweens, and post the results. Alright. And let me make sure the timing. So I'm doing this 8 frames per second, or 7 frames per second. But I'll probably do it 8 frames. Boom, boom. Okay. So far, so good. That looks pretty decent. I am not mad at it. Let's move on. This frame here, let's do it again. So this frame here, I'm going to duplicate. And I am going to transform it. So it's going to be a subtle, because the timing. So I'm going to subtly move it up a little bit. And although I'm not using the ground like I will be, let me take let's see, how can I do this? 1, 2, 3. I'm just going to take it with me. I'm going to give each one its own. Yeah. Move it up. Give it to this one. And give a ground to each frame, because the frame is going to move to help further express the movement. So to show that the penguin is going higher, I'm going to move the ground lower slightly. So doing the similar spacing in the opposite direction. Let's see if I can show. So you see the spacing here? This, similar or the same spacing, or as close as I can get it. And I'm doing them in the opposite direction. I'm gonna repeat that step. So I'm gonna duplicate that frame. Let's see, erase that. Subtly. Let's see. Not too much. So, yeah. So that the middle one, let's see, this middle one favors the third frame. And then move this down slightly so that it matches. Yep. Let's see. So 1, 2, 3. And I might actually have to take this away. Actually, I'm gonna just turn it off for now. Okay. Let's use these. I may pull those down just a little bit. Let's see. Okay, so this one, this one, this one. Yeah. Slightly move all 3 of them down because, let me show all frames. This is where it's going to peak with that one. Up, open. Yeah. And as I open, it's going back down. So I'm going to add some more in-betweens, but let's see. Ooh, see, that has a much different effect than it previously had, so I should have saved it. I never do that. Do I want to go back and save it? No. I can just steal it from this. Let's see, so. And then the background move, or the ground moves slightly. Ground moves slightly. Okay, let's give this one a ground. Actually, let's not get ahead of ourselves. Alright. What's the difference? Pretty much the same. Hold on, let's see what the... And I noticed the crown, and I'll fix it later. This one is just a little bit. Okay. Up. And I guess to be fair, not to get ahead of myself, but to be fair, the crown would still be on Mr. Ducky's head. And he'll leave it as he's going down, so. You know what? Let's see. I think he should go just a little bit more up. Kind of even with those other ones. Let's see. I see what I did. So this one needs to favor because it's a slow, I think this would be considered a slow out, slow in, one of them. It's basically this. Like, that's what's happening here. Let's see. Okay, and with that one, let me go ahead and move this one down a bit. So it goes from here and then down. So I am going to have to raise these guys. I don't have to mess with the ground. Just have to mess with these guys here. Let's see. And maybe they should have bigger spaces. Let's see. I want it to be subtle. I think it has more of an effect because the ground is moving and I'm keeping everything in the frame. Let's see. Yeah, those can't be the same. Yeah, so I have to move this up just a tad bit. And I have to get alright, so with this one, duplicate it. I'm going to take it and I am going to squash and stretch this. I'm going to use freeform because I will be going back and drawing over these. So I don't have to make it too hard on myself. I'm going to move it down. I want to spread it just a bit. As much as I moved it down is the amount that I need to spread it so it keeps similar volume. And let's see, so up, and then as I'm spreading, it needs to go up. I don't know, let's see. This may not be necessary. This step may not be, I may delete this one, but we're gonna see. I'm gonna go ahead and give this one. Let's see, actually, wouldn't it be the grass from the beginning? Because I do want it to return to its start position. So let's move this up. Here. Yeah, I guess it is. And let's just fill this in. Yeah, okay, so let's see. Much more smooth, I'll say that. Now, not having the ground is messing me up. Now, I'm going to add some extra effects to emphasize this landing. And I do want to, I use reference for the animation and for this character. Now, I put my own little spin to it, of course, but I'm using reference because I have an ideal in mind. I go find something on Pinterest or any of these reference websites to that gets a point across that I want to get across, and I use it to inspire me to make something of my own. So, boom, and then there's going to be more that happens. But maybe I should save the more as a surprise for when I drop this, and maybe I'll do this next step in a separate video. Let's see, boom, boom, boom. Okay, so you see how I in between with drawing it myself and also using the transform tool to help me kind of cheat the system, you know? Yeah, so there's a reason that puddles there's all I'll say. But I'm just gonna wrap this video up. Yeah, thanks for watching.